Welcome back to Q Entertainment, where we continue to play Magic the Gathering. And in the previous video, we started the daily quest, but we couldn't complete them. So in this game, we'll continue. Let's change the deck for this video. Let's try the red and white deck. So the quests we're trying to complete are just quests where we need to play lands, so the colors don't matter too much. We can play any color we choose. We have a game. See, we have 3 lands. That's good usually. I think that's usually good. And we have 2 spells we can play in their turns. One big giant we won't be able to play for a while, and a Fireborn Knight that will require 1 more land. Has double strike, which is pretty useful. Yes, we have a pacifism spell that makes a creature not attack or block. You can also tap up to 2 target creatures. Good. But we don't have any creatures to play. We got a Scorching Dragonfire, so if the opponent does play some creature, we can kill it. Yeah, this is ramp for them, gives them mana. Let's stop that. And play our Inspiring Veteran. Other knights you control get +1/+1. That's pretty useful. Hopefully we draw more lands. We play a Cultivate. Yeah, they might have, it might be giants, it might be like big creatures, it might be Scoots even, that card that replicates itself every time a land hits the battlefield. Let's see, Youthful Knight. Or the Flying Knight, let's play the Flying Knight. Although, this instant is quite useful. The opponent still hasn't played anything, so let's make most use of our mana. Hopefully we still draw more land. The opponent's definitely getting all the land. So we can play, what is Burning Yard Trainer. When Burning Yard Trainer enters the battlefield, another target knight you control gets 2/2 and gains trample and haste until end of turn. So let's just pacify this thing. Rampart Smasher. Now it's a passive Rampart Smasher. Pacifism. We've pacified the Rampart Smasher. We still haven't drawn another land since we started, which has been, I don't know, 5 or 6 turns. 3, 4, 5. Okay, they deals damage. They attacked themselves. I don't. Maybe that's why they abandoned the game. Opponent killed themselves. We don't mind. Okay, we got 1 daily quest completed. Got a bunch of gems. Lots of experience. I think that we just technically... So we just got gems. Okay, that's fine. Gems are good. Okay, the next card seems quite interesting. It's a Circland Elementalist. As an additional cost to cast the spell, reveal a giant card from your hand or pay 2 mana. Whenever Circland Elemental attacks, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. Wow. But that's a 7 mana cost creature, and It's almost too easy to get rid of creatures. I mean, there's eliminate spells, there's giant killers, there's eat to extinction, not to mention counter spells. So, a card like that, I think to have a card like that on the battlefield, you pretty much need counter spells. So we have 3 lands again, and a bunch of things we could potentially cast. We'll keep it. Hopefully, we draw more land. So we have a dub. Enchanted creature gets +2 and 2 and has first strike and is a knight. So we can play our Weaselback red cap that can give itself +2/+0 until end of turn for 2 mana. We have a Basri's Lieutenant. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1 counter on target creature you control. Whenever the lieutenant or another creature you control dies, if it had a counter on it, create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance. Okay. Let's see, we can play the Inspiring Veteran. Other knights you control get +1/+1. Or another Weaselback red cap. Let's play the Inspiring Veteran. Let's attack. If they block, that's fine. They have a Boot Nipper with Death Touch, so try get rid of it as soon as possible. The opponent is blue and black. Not sure I know the blue and black. It's maybe the Mutate deck. Not sure the next turn we could either enchant our Inspiring Veteran or we play the other Weaselback red cap. Opponent plays an Eliminate, so we cannot do that. He can play Youthful Knight and the Weaselback red cap. That's our turn. Played a couple of little creatures, little critters. So they don't really have any superpowers. We get another land, so we can play any of these. So Basri's Acolyte, when it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 other creatures you control. Or this one, put a +1 counter on a creature. So let's play this one. Opponent's thinking, and then we can, when we play the Basri's Acolyte, we can put more +1s. Let's put the counters on the Youthful Knight with first strike. Just attack with all. Okay. We return it to our hand. That's fine. We play a Tomb Raider, they draw a card, we get a land. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could either play the Acolyte or the 2 other cards. I think I'll play the 2 other cards. Enchant the red cap because it can give itself +2/+0s. Potentially as many as we can afford mana. So we could potentially really block attack quite something big if we had the lands, the mana. Okay, they're bouncing shark, so they get to return something to our hand. So maybe the opponent is a mutate deck. Not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can play everything. So we'll give the knight and the lieutenant first additional counter. So we could potentially do lethal damage next turn. 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5, 6. So hopefully the opponent doesn't have any more removal spells. Turn dismissal. Anything like that, return target creature or enchantment an opponent controls to its owner's hand. Eliminate, they also had. Maybe they have more mutations to play onto the shark. Whenever this creature mutates, you may return target an opponent controlled to its owner's hand. And there's also a mutation that when this creature mutates, each opponent sacrifices a creature they might have. But I'm almost thinking from this rope that they have nothing. Been seeing that a lot. Opponents just, I don't know, hoping that we would concede. Or maybe they're hoping that some card will produce itself out of thin air. Because the opponent is not clicking on our cards, they're not flashing, they're not trying to read our texts, reading their own texts, going through their graveyard, nothing. If this is a purposeful tactic, it's very unsportsmanlike behavior. Yeah, we get to play another land. That's nice for the quest. Depending on who they block, we can give the weasel cap plus token counters. So potentially, if they block the lieutenant, we don't do lethal damage. 4, 5, 6. So we just need to give it one counter. Yep, I think the opponent has probably left the game a bit, like, hoping that we would concede. Maybe they went to make coffee. I do think it's a very negative way to play Magic. I mean, take your losses. Takes less time to jump into a new game. It's a bit of an unpleasant part of Magic Arena. They can't really do anything about it. Because I'm sure there are valid times where this happens. People get disconnected. Or they get a phone call or something. But perhaps they could track it, how frequently it happens for people. Because it does happen quite often. I've noticed it before this video, before I started recording all my games. It does happen on my previous account. Okay, this hand has lots of land. I'll just keep it, since that's sort of one of the main things we're trying to do. Play all the lands, complete this quest. So we'll play the tapped land first. So we have a Rimrock Knight, we have a Venerable Knight. When it dies, you can put a +1 counter on a target knight you control. Another land, great. We'll end our turn, can't do anything. Hopefully the opponent plays something, so we can pacify it, or we could just play the Rimrock Knight's ability and put it on the battlefield. See, okay, we draw more land, always fine. Let's just play all our spells. Attack for 4 damage. Put the opponent under some pressure. They are blue, white, and green. Okay. They foretold something. That could be one of these counter spells, Sword Coming or something. It could be a Doomscar to kill all creatures. Not sure they play a Beanstalk Giant. But they won't be able to play that for quite some time, and even if they do, we have a pacifism ready. think they foretold another card. They play an Elder Gargaroth. Whenever Elder Gargaroth attacks or blocks, they can create a green beast creature token, gain 3 life, or draw a card. Yeah, we won't have any of that. And in the next turn, the opponent will be able to play their Beanstalk Giant. So hopefully we can draw another pacifism spell or something like that, because otherwise we'll just be out monstered in this game. Opponent has all these big things. Okay, they play a Faith Fetters. It says our opponent can't attack or block, and then they get to draw for life. They get to gain for life. Okay, we do draw another creature card. Not bad. And as I said before, this is the problem with big creatures. They can get pacified or something like that, and then they just become useless. Yeah, like this is a mythic card. It has really good abilities, but we've pacified it. So they had to behold the multiverse, scry, and then draw 2 cards. They went to the bottom, so they didn't like what they saw. That suits us. So potentially we have lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but the opponent... Oh no, he only has 6 lands. Maybe they don't have... No, there's a land. So they could play their giant now. No, they play Kolga Ape, and then when it enters the battlefield, it will fight one of ours. Yep. And they'll get to return a target human. Okay, so they can't return the Golgoroth. Okay, so we're playing more lands, which is fine. We're not going to attack. I'm not sure if this deck has a dragon or anything, but we need something with flying. Sort of the only way over these giants. And pretty soon, because it has does 7 damage, this does 7 damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Opponent's really ramping up hard. Not sure why they don't play their giant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe they have another Gargaroth. Maybe they're afraid we eliminate this giant or something. Okay, so might as well block. Prevent some of this damage. Even if we get another pacifism spell, they just have too many big things now. So it's only a matter of time. But at least we have land, so we'll complete the quest. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've played 8 lands already, so 2 more. Two more will be good. Yep, the opponent just absolutely smashed us. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can play this 4 times. 4 times will give it 8. Okay, so if this survives, we could use this to block something pretty big. Whenever it attacks, destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls. So they don't have a human. Return target human you control to its owner's hand. They don't have a human that I can see. Okay, so they play this. We won't be able to block. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. Okay. Yep, they should be able to just finish the game now. Probably they'll ECD the Rumrock Knight, although they don't need to. Are they just playing all their spells? Maybe they're doing daily quests as well. Yep. The inevitable. See if we completed the quest. Okay, we finished that. Retrieve more gold, more experience. Let's play one more game. See if we can end on a win. Like to end on a win. Son of one. Okay, we have lands, pacifism, acclaimed contender. If you control a knight, look at the top 5 cards and you may reveal a knight, aura, equipment. Put it in your hand. Giant, yeah, it's okay. Not the quickest hand, it's slow. Nothing to play on turn 1. I'm playing the red so that I can make the opponent think we might have frostbite or cards like that. So they maybe they slows them down. They don't just run creatures out. No, this opponent doesn't care. We drew another Fireborn Knight. Could give itself +1 just for the turn. Not the greatest ability. Okay, they have a Skyclave Apparition. It says you can, when it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target non-land, non-token permanent you don't control with converted mana cost 4 or less. And when it leaves the battlefield, we get to create an XX blue illusion thing, and that will be now. So we'll get to create a 2/2 token. It's interesting. Righteous Valkyrie. When it enters the battlefield, you gain life. Oh, when another angel or cleric enters the battlefield, they gain life equal to that creature's toughness. And as long as they have 7 or more life, creatures they have get +2/+2. Well, that's just nice. So let's play the acclaimed contender. Wait. We didn't control another knight. Okay, that was a bit of a mistake. Oh well, should have read the text. They have another Valkyrie. Oh my goodness. So they double sort of trigger. That's just amazing. The next turn they have lethal, and not much we can do about that. We can tap one of them, and we can attack for 3. We pretty much don't even have anything that could help us deal with anything. Okay, we have another pacify. That's useful. Okay, so the fact that we did some damage took away their +2/+2 buffs. Okay, so we'll attack with the contender. Okay, but they named cleric, so when they cast another cleric, they get to copy it. Hopefully not another Valkyrie. They ECD our contender, which is okay. Let's not block this turn. Maybe we can get this thing bigger to block. We get to play our Fireborn Knight, which has double strike, so that's quite good. Maybe the opponent doesn't notice that. They play Skyclave Apparition. So do we play this one? Another target knight you get gains trample and haste until end of turn. We can't play that. We can play Rimrock Knight to No, I think we just play the Fireborn Knight and attack with the red cap. Actually, I forgot they had a Skyclave apparition on the battlefield. They just keep the removal. Banishing. I wonder if we have a banishing. So we can only play the Rumrock Knight. And it can't even block. So they'll attack for 4 this turn, and unless we, I don't know, get another removal spell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Even if we get a removal spell, doesn't matter. They managed to pump their life total. So quite a good deck the opponent had there. Might be the starting deck, red and white, I'm not sure. I'll try one more game. See if we can sneak a win. Up against 8-2-1 plus 0. Okay, 3 lands, 2 are tapped. Seems to have a fair amount of creature stuff we can play. Let's play the Temple of Triumph, so we get to scry. See if we can get another land, maybe. Or maybe a removal spell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not sure what the opponent will be. Yeah, Dragonfire, that's never bad. Deals 3 damage. Play the tapped land, and we can get the Weasel back. Opponent's green, so they might have a couple of big things in stock for us. Maybe some Cultivate to get more land. Okay, they're green and black. Maybe they have some eliminate spells of their own. They have this thing. We want to get rid of it. Let's attack and see what they do. Do they block? Nope. Let's give it, make it a bit bigger, do damage, and then kill their Created. Slow down their mana, because we know that being green, they probably want to cast big creatures, so mana is important to them. Okay, but they have another one, bigger one. We did not draw more land. So which knight do we want to play? Play this one. It says whenever you cast a knight spell, you get greater 1/1 white human creature token. Tokens are always good. Let's see if they block. We can then infuriate it. Should we do it anyway? Oh. Let's leave the opponent to think that we bluffed them. Maybe they'll block in future. See the opponent reading the card. Maybe they want to eliminate it. Heartless Act. Not sure what else black has. Eliminate. Destroy target creature with mana cost 3 or less, so we can't save it. That's unfortunate. Would have liked to have made use of the tokens. Opponent cultivates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they'll have 6 lands. Wonder what they have. We did not draw more land, which is unfortunate. We'll attack. Still saving this. Maybe we'll need it later. Put it on a first strike creature. Potentially do 5 damage first strike. Could also use to save something if the opponent has a spell that does a certain number of damage or minus. Okay, the Binding of the Old Gods. This is going to give them more land next turn as well. So they'll have 7 land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, maybe 8 if they play another land. We'll end turn. Maybe we get to draw more land for this. So we can play Basri's Acolyte. They play a Wolf. Willow Haven. So that's theoretically more mana. Let's not play that. That can't block. This is first strike. We'll play everything. So even though the opponent has lots of land, they don't have too many cards. They have 2 cards. So let's see what they have. Do they have nothing? Okay, they didn't play anything. We got our land. Do we play this? Let's play this. Plus to our Youthful Knight. Let's attack with everything. Put pressure on the opponent. That's fine. Now the opponent has no creatures. Next turn, all their creatures gain Death Touch. Not sure what this opponent's deck does. So far, all we've seen is like ramp to get land, to get mana, and 1 eliminate and 1 binding of the Old Gods. So, still waiting to see what their main method of attack is. I would think they'd have a big creature, maybe the something stomping or something. So they play a back for more, return target creature card from a graveyard to the battlefield, and then it fights something. Okay. Why did it not the first strike not come into play there? Does not apply when creatures fight. Okay, that's good to know. They play their second Binding of the Old Gods. And another land. What else do they have? 4 mana. 5, 6 mana. They have enough mana to cost a lot of things. Okay, they have a Love-Struck Beast, which does 5 damage. Not sure if I should play. The Rimrock Knight can't attack. Let's play this. No attacks. So if the opponent does attack, we can double block. And next turn we can infuriate something. So if the opponent... Oh my goodness, they have a Beanstalk Giant. Do we double block? I mean, let's not block at all. Embercleave. Okay, so we need more mana for that. But Embercleave will give the equipped creature +1/+1 and double strike and trample. But we'll need to cast it and equip it. No, it will equip automatically. Okay. But 10-10. That's too much. And their creatures gain death touch. That's probably game. Embercleave would have been nice, but that mana cost, my goodness, it's 6. So we could block the Lovestruck Beast with the Acolyte. That should do it. And we could block the 1/1. I don't think that's be such a big deal if we're going to block the Lovestruck Beast. Block there, and we'll play the Infuriate. Just to make sure we kill the Lovestruck Beast and gain the maximum life. But we are going to take 10 damage. This doesn't have trample, so if we get to maybe cast some more creatures, it could save us for a while. And the opponent doesn't have too many cards. But they do play a 2/2 wolf creature token. So this is still 6 mana. Even if we draw 2 lands, it's 2 turns away, and the opponent could just sacrifice this Willow Haven again or another wolf, which they do. So we could attack with the Rumrock Knight, because it doesn't block anyway. Hopefully they block it. It doesn't get trample, but I mean, this is going to die anyway, because we have to block the Beanstalk Giant. And they play a worm, so yeah, we won't even be able to block. Massacre Worm. Yeah, this deck feels a bit slow. It doesn't have a lot of removal. I'm not sure. This deck. Maybe I'm not playing it correctly. I don't know. Just feels a bit difficult. But I think I'll end the video there. Hopefully soon we can start playing some draft. Just need to find more time. Drafts do take up more time. I think the draft game with the drafting and the games will take maybe an hour, hour and a half. Hopefully I am able to do that. But in the meantime, I'll continue to play these ranked games and complete daily quest. And hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next video.